briefing, which is to mark the World Environment Day, a tradition that we celebrate every 5th of June each year. This year is being celebrated in a totally different way under the COVID-19 pandemic, under masks and social distancing, a situation we have to adapt to and become resilient in order to survive the pandemic. In environment, we are talking about adaptation and resilience based on climate change. Interestingly enough, we are already practicing adaptation and resilience in the face of the pandemic. So you are welcome. I am delighted to welcome you all to this briefing, which is intended to kickstart the activities of the 2020 World Environment Day in Nigeria. Unfortunately for all nations in the world, this year's celebration is being held amidst the ravaging effect of the novel COVID-19 pandemic. While we continue to battle with the crisis as environmentalists, we must continue to contribute our quota in the collective effort being made to contain the spread of the pandemic. It is for this reason that the United Nations deemed it fit to address biodiversity with the theme Time for Nature, with a focus on its role in providing the essential infrastructure that supports life on Earth and human development. Over 1 million plant and animal species risk extinction, largely due to human activities. This is a call for action to combat the accelerating species loss and degradation of nature. Distinguished gentlemen and ladies of the press, the theme is indeed very appropriate, considering the fact that researchers and scientists have established that COVID-19 to be zoonotic, meaning it can transverse between humans and animals. In order to fully address and prevent future pandemics, therefore, we must restore, conserve, and protect biodiversity as key antidotes to COVID-19 recovery. According to UNEP, United Nations Environment Programme, 2020 is a year for urgency, ambition, and action to address the crisis facing nature. It is also an opportunity to more fully incorporate nature-based solutions into global climate action, especially as commemorating the day has become a powerful platform to accelerate, amplify, and engage people, communities, and government around the world to take action on critical environmental challenges facing the planet. Unfortunately, the pandemic has impacted the traditional activities such as tree planting and public workshops, which were undertaken to celebrate the day in the past, and has necessitated new approaches in advocacy and communication. In this regard, the ministry is using an alternative online platform for delivering the advocacy for this year's World Environment Day. The online event will be hosted on Zoom with a series of talks as regards our commitment to biodiversity conservation. I implore you all to join the conversation by registering to participate in the webinar coming up tomorrow, Friday, as from 11 a.m. Biodiversity is the foundation for life, and there are myriads of benefits, amongst which are livelihoods and sustainable development, improvement and delivery of food security, growth, increase in job opportunity, strengthening of global healthcare support systems. The ecosystem is the baseline that holds all this together. Human interaction with the ecosystem must therefore remain balanced. Otherwise, we risk disrupting nature with their consequence, as we are seeing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Our climate, physical environment, and vegetation zones in Nigeria endow our country with a very diverse ecosystem, species of fauna and flora, plants and animals. The forest in Nigeria is currently estimated to extend to around 9.6 million hectares. This we are expanding with added effort of the Great Green Wall, the Red Plus program, and the Green Bond supported afforestation project, among several others. From all this, we must ensure that post-COVID recovery is tied in our climate actions and sustainable development goals. We are a global community. We as a global community have to stay on track with our climate targets for us to recover greener and better for people and planet. Biodiversity remains the answer to a number of sustainable development challenges that we are all facing today. From nature-based solutions to climate, to food and water security, and sustainable livelihoods, biodiversity remains the basis for a sustainable future. Gentlemen of the press and ladies, the federal government is fully committed to the global biodiversity framework under the Convention on Biological Diversity, and Nigeria is leading the ECOWAS member state on post-COVID biodiversity framework. It is as a result of this commitment that at the 74th United Nations General Assembly in New York, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, made a commitment to plant 25 million trees to mitigate the effect of climate change in Nigeria. This process is being driven by the Federal Ministry of Environment and the agencies under the ministry, like the National Agency for the Great Green Wall. As part of ongoing effort to meet Mr. President's directives on planting of 25 million trees, and as a symbolic gesture to commemorate the 2020 World Environment Day in the country, I will be traveling to Kaduna tomorrow, Friday, where I will hand over 1 million seedlings to the Kaduna State Government. It is our ardent prayer and hope that the seedlings will be properly utilized to mitigate the effect of biodiversity, climate change, and improve on our natural habitats. In addition, the federal government had also set up a National Forestry Trust Fund under the Forestry Department of the ministry. In the same vein, the ministry, in partnership with Nigerian Conservation Foundation, with the support of the Worldwide Fund for Nature, we are working together on coalition on nature, referred to as Nature Means Business, which will target the private sector and subnational to act on agreed environmental principles that will guide their business operation to reduce the impact of business on biodiversity loss. It is worthy to note that our development partners reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, that is REDD+, is currently running in 6 states in the Federation, covering all the forest zones in the country. This is a program that conserves already existing forests and enhances carbon stock. Finally, as a government, 2020 is indeed a critical year for our commitment to preserve and restore biodiversity. As a nation, Nigeria remains committed to maintaining a healthy environment and safeguarding our ecosystems. The pandemic has shown us that we need to find ways to live in harmony with one another and, of course, with nature. Thank you for your attention.